Summer is over, and I am so glad that we are finally in just hot season here. It's not boiling, sweltering, miserable. Yes, we are just hot. And today, as promised, I'm going to share with you the sunscreen that I finished up that I really leaned into heavily over the sweltering summer months. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the long-awaited summer sunscreen empties video. All right, dramatic intro aside, many of these sunscreens I had been using earlier in the year and just happened to finish up. The first is a rediscovery for me. It is the Bullfrog Quick Gel. So by rediscovery, we're talking this is a sunscreen that I used back in the late 80s, 90s, anytime I went out. Now, mind you, I was not a dermatologist back then, and sunscreen was one of those things that most people just used when they went to the beach. Like a lot of people I knew growing up would like put white sunscreen on their nose. I don't know, that was like the only place they put it. So this was one of the first sunscreens that I actually liked enough to use and use regularly. Like I enjoyed it. Why? Just as the name implies, it has this quick gel formulation. It's clear, it's colorless. It is not the least bit greasy. And if you are somewhere hot and humid, this is the kind of formula that you want because it's comfortable to wear through sweat and humidity. It's comfortable to reapply. Clear and colorless chemical sunscreen, water resistant, so perfect for doing sport outdoors. It doesn't burn or sting around the eyes for me. I wore it comfortably on my face. It does have fragrance, which in contrast to the 80s and 90s, these days, you guys already know, I prefer to not have fragrance, but I have to say the fragrance in this is not too bad. It's just like a light citrus scent and it doesn't linger. Now, a word of warning about this sunscreen, it does have alcohol denaturing in it. I adore, like that's what makes it quick gel, fast drying. The alcohol in it can be drying. And one thing you'll encounter with this, if you put it on over, say, body lotion, you're gonna get pilling. You have to put it on completely bare, no product skin. I have encountered pilling with it, and I think it's because it's that gel formula, which I've had that issue with other gel formulas. But love it, 2 bits, just as good as it was in the past. It is underrated. You can get it on Amazon or at Walmart. Now, La Roche-Posay's Melton Sunscreen Milk is a summer favorite sunscreen because it is a fast dry, non-greasy formula, and it really does melt in. It's free of fragrance, doesn't have anything special in the ingredient list. It's a chemical sunscreen, there's no white cast, and the SPF 100 may sound a bit extreme, but turns out just based on how dense people apply sunscreen, newsflash, they don't. They apply it, you know, how you might think is a normal application, but the way it's tested is pretty thick. So when you use a higher SPF, you are more likely to get to like SPF 30 and above, as opposed to if you rely on SPF 30, you're probably getting maybe more along the lines of SPF 15, 10. So I really like to use this in the summer months, especially when I might be spending more time outdoors. It's great on the face. I really like wearing this on the face. It has like a demi-matte finish to it. Water resistant, 80 minutes. Water resistance I like in the summer, in particular when it's so humid and hot and you sweat a lot, because it just helps it stay on a bit better. It's also obviously really good for doing water-based activities, which I really didn't do too much of this summer. All right, I finished the Isntree Onion New Pair Sunscreen SPF 40. Let me tell you, Isntree has some great sunscreen options. They're a Korean brand, and I recommend trying out all of their sunscreens. The hyaluronic acid watery sun gel is a long-standing favorite. They also have like a tone-up sunscreen if you're into that, and this one is really interesting. It's got a purplish tint to it, which really does a nice job with cosmetic color correction of like dark spots I have found in using it. It's very lightweight, it doesn't leave a white cast, but it does have titanium dioxide in it. So if you have a medium to deep skin tone, you might get a bit of a white cast with it. It has avobenzone, homosalate, and octisalate. It also has niacinamide, which is going to be good for redness and dark spots. So if you have discoloration that you're looking to protect, improve upon, and camouflage, this would be a great option. I was able to tolerate it comfortably around my eyes. Now, it's not water resistant, so it's a great sort of everyday facial moisturizer for days when you're not outdoors like playing sports or going swimming. Speaking of Korean sunscreens and the Isntree Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel, oh, that's a mouthful. I just finished up another tube of PCOM's Water Barrier Sunscreen. I really like this a lot. It was a 2023 skincare favorite. Another Korean brand. It has Tinosorb S, Mexeril SX. It also has Uvinol A+, and Uvinol T150. It's a nice hydrating lightweight formula, free of fragrance. If you like the Isntree hyaluronic acid watery sun gel, you might enjoy this a lot because they're kind of a similar finish, texture, feel. This does have niacinamide, which again, good for dark spots, redness. It has glutathione, another antioxidant, which if you want to learn more about glutathione, check out my video about glutathione in skincare. I talk way in detail about it. It's an antioxidant. It may help ward off against oxidative stress as well as help in the clearance of hyperpigmentation. This has ceramide, which is good for the moisture barrier, and it has madecassoside, which comes from centella, very soothing, anti-inflammatory. And it has aloe, which is hydrating. Okay, so I tried out all of the vacation sunscreens. They're a really trendy line of sunscreens that are all centered around sort of vintage sunscreen scents and vintage scents. I have to say, I kind of like the scents that this brand comes up with, and while I want to be a hater, because like I said, I'm not really one for fragrance and skincare, I really enjoy the scents that they come out with, and I want to try their perfumes actually. So I reviewed all of their sunscreens. Most of them I was like, this is kind of a disappoint. Like the baby oil one, who is actually using and enjoying that? It is just a greasy, oily mess. Like the baby oil one always blows my mind that people like, because I feel like people are always asking for sunscreen recommendations that don't make them look greasy, oily, or shiny, and then they go for a formula that is literally making them look like they're covered in baby oil. Oh my goodness. Gets people's attention. I think it's all in the packaging, but like, I think people are lying about liking it. Anyway, the Vacation Classic Lotion is one of my favorites actually from this brand because it is an SPF 50 water resistant chemical sunscreen, no cast, very hydrating formula. I ended up using this quite a bit on my body. It's very nice moisturizing. It does have niacinamide, which is good for dark spots, redness, and antioxidant, can help with the oxidative stress issues surrounding UV exposure as well as environmental aggressor exposure like pollution and infrared radiation. It does have that classic coconut sunscreen aroma. I have to say, it's not super strong. Like it's pleasant when you're putting it on, but it doesn't linger. Did not really enjoy these on my face. Some of the vacation sunscreens, I can't remember if this one was that way, but many of the vacation sunscreens led to extreme watery, blurry, stingy eyes. So I know I did not end up using this on my face as I made my way through it. I was using it on my body. It's very moisturizing formula. Honestly, it's a bit like the Bondi Sands sunscreen that I love so much, but with a coconut aroma to it in terms of the texture and consistency. It has coconut oil in it, which, some people don't get along well with, but is a good moisturizing ingredient. Shows promise at least as a moisturizing emollient for people with atopic dermatitis. But that being said, if you have atopic dermatitis, you're more likely to be sensitive to the fragrance, so just keep that in mind. All right, and then last but not least is also from the Vacation line, and I gotta say, these are good. I feel kind of bad about saying that because I'm always harping on and on about, lip balms with flavorants. It's a common reason for dry, cracked lips. It's a common cause of allergic cheilitis. That being said, the Vacation SPF lip balms in the Arizona iced tea thematic, really enjoyed. Like, this is the kind of thing that I enjoyed so much, I kept applying and reapplying, which is a good thing. Like, I like this enough to keep reapplying it over and over again. So it comes in a pack of 3. I think it was like $12 for the 3 SPF lip balms. I only finished the Mucho Mango. I'm almost finished with the other ones, but the Mucho Mango reminds me exactly of this like bubblicious tropical tango gum, which you can't find anymore, I don't think. Exact same scent. I've never had Mucho Mango, the beverage from Arizona iced tea, so I'm not sure how that tastes. If it tastes like that tropical tango gum, well then I probably would like the taste. This is water resistant up to 80 minutes. It's a chemical sunscreen. It's actually a very moisturizing formula, which is another reason why I enjoyed applying it. It's soft, it's smooth. Did not leave my lips feeling dry, chapped, or anything of that sort. Really kept them hydrated, protected. I just enjoyed applying it and reapplying it, which is really important for lip sunscreens. They are going to be more likely to rub off. Wearing sunscreen on your lips is super important. Lip skin is a lot thinner than the rest of your face. It does not have very many, if any, melanocytes, so there's no melanin pigment there. Very vulnerable to sun damage. Very thin stratum corneum on certain parts of your lips. The rest of your lips, there's no stratum corneum. That's a protective outer layer. So they're just a lot more vulnerable to irritation, and they're more exposed territory given that, that they're protruding out. So they see a lot of sun. Very important to protect the lips. It's interesting. There was a study, I have to go back and look at it, but it seems as though women who wear lipstick are less likely to sustain sun damage compared to women who don't. It's thought that lipsticks, even though they're not tested as sunscreens, I wouldn't recommend relying solely on lipstick as a sunscreen, they likely do offer some sun protection. All that may underscore why women who wear lipstick seem to make fewer lip skin cancers. So if you're a lipstick lover, that's great. Maybe it's helping you out, helping the skin out and protecting you in some way. All right, guys, those are all the sunscreens that I made my way through this summer. I hope this video was informative to you. You know, I try out a lot of sunscreens, skincare products, and I do my best to finish things. These I liked enough to finish up, so that says a lot. I have a lot of sips, as I like to call them, sunscreen in progress. Hopefully I will finish those up this upcoming season, so stay tuned for my fall sunscreen empties, which should go live sometime at the beginning of winter. Yikes. Yeah, winter is like our warm season. If you know, you know. Anyway, guys, jokes aside about the Houston weather, I hope you enjoyed this video. Now on the end slate, I'm going to put my skincare empties video, all of these skincare I finished up over the summer, so watch that one next if you missed it. Come back tomorrow though, because not only is summer over, but tomorrow is the first day of October, and as per usual, I will be posting my Fast five skincare products that I tested out throughout the month of September, final short mini reviews on what has been going down with those. So come back tomorrow to see what I think of what I tried out this past month. But if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.